thanks for joining me. This is Jessie, and this is my channel, The Caffeinated Bookworm, and I am going to be reading to you today some sonnets that we've been going over in my Brit Lit class, since it is Poetry Thursday, and I wanted to share a few of the terms that were used with regards to these pieces. A sonnet is a 14-line poem inspired by Petrarch with a strict rhyme scheme. Sonnets are written in iambic pentameter, which means each line has 10 syllables that alternate between unstressed and stressed. The rhyme scheme varies from author to author, but sonnets typically have one of two structures. Number 1, 8 lines followed by 6 lines, an octave and a sestet. Or 2, 4 lines, 4 lines, 4 lines, 2 lines, 4, 4, 4, 2. 3 quatrains and 1 couplet. Most sonnets make one main point or argument. Paying attention to the structure can help you follow that argument as it develops. Sonnets were one of the most popular forms of poetry in 16th century England. And then Petrarchism. Literary conventions based on the work of a late 14th century Italian poet named Petrarch. In Petrarch's sonnet, a male speaker expresses unrequited love for a beautiful, unattainable woman. Petrarchan poems are about great anguish. Sometimes they idealize the beloved woman as a perfect goddess. Sometimes they get angry about how cruelly she refuses or ignores the speaker. So the first one I'm going to read to you today is Whoso lists to hunt by Thomas Wyatt. Whoso lists to hunt, I know where is a hind, but as for me, alas, I say no more. The vain travail hath wearied me so sore, I am of them that farthest cometh behind. Yet may I by no means my wearied mind draw from the deer, but as she fleeth afore, fainting I follow. I leave off therefore, sithens in a net I seek to hold the wind. Who list her hunt, I put him out of doubt, as well as I may spend his time in vain, engraven with diamond in letters plain. There is written, her fair neck round about, Noli me tangere, for Caesar's I am, and wild for to hold, though I seem tame. This is Amoretti 54 by Edmund Spenser. Of this world's theatre in which we stay, my love like the spectre idly sits, beholding me that all the pageants play, disguising diversely my troubled wits. Sometimes I joy when glad occasion fits, and mask in mirth like to a comedy. Soon after, when my joy to sorrow flits, I wail and make my woes a tragedy. Yet she, beholding me with constant eye, delights not in my mirth, nor rues my smart. But when I laugh, she mocks, and when I cry, she laughs, and hardens evermore her heart. What then can move her, if nor mirth nor moan, she is no woman, but a senseless stone? Amoretti 67, also by Edmund Spenser. Like as a huntsman after a weary chase, seeing the game from him escaped away, sits down to rest him in some shady place, with panting hounds beguiled of their prey. So after long pursuit and vain essay, when I all weary had the chase forsook, the gentle deer returned the self-same way, thinking to quench her thirst at the next brook. There she, beholding me with milder look, sought not to fly, but fearless still did bide, till I in her hand yet half trembling took, and with her own goodwill her firmly tied. Strange thing me seemed, to see a beast so wild, so goodly one, with her own will beguiled. Astrophil and Stella 7 by Sidney. When nature made her chief work, Stella's eyes, in color black, why wrapped she beam so bright? Would she in beamy black, like painter wise, frame daintiest lustre mixed of shades and light? Or did she else that sober hue devise, in object best to knit and strength our sight? Lest if no veil these brave gleams did disguise, they, like sunlight, should more dazzle than delight. Or would she her miraculous power show, that whereas black seems beauty's contrary, she even in black doth make all beauties flow? Both so, and thus, she, minding love should be placed ever there, gave him this morning weed to honor all their deaths, who for her bleed. Astrophil and Stella 9, also by Sidney. Queen Virtue's court, which some call Stella's face, prepared by nature's choicest furniture, hath his front built of alabaster pure. Gold is the covering of that stately place. The door by which sometimes comes forth her grace, red porphyr is, which lock of pearl makes sure, whose porch is rich, which name of the cheeks endure, marble mixed red and white do interlace. The windows now through which this heavenly guest looks o'er the world, and can find nothing such, which dare claim from those lights the name of best. Of touch they are that without touch doth touch, which Cupid's self from beauty's mind did draw. Of touch they are, and poor I am their straw. Reading these sonnets, it occurs to me that these very clearly make love into a game or a hunt. And it's the thrill of the hunt and the melodrama of the unrequited love that turn the men into these hunter clowns, in which they're trying to kind of fluff up like birds, I guess is a good way to put it, or make themselves colorful and loud so as to get her attention and keep going after her, whoever the object of their affection may be, or it might be a him. I'm sure there were sonnets. In fact, I'm fairly certain I've read some sonnets that were believed to have been written by a male to another male. But the object of their affection needs to see them, and so they play the game. They make themselves as obvious and extravagant as possible, and if it doesn't work, then they hunt them down and keep on and on and on until they allegedly win the affection of the object of their affection. It just seems like, I don't know, it seems like a disturbing facade that is emphasized in this particular form of poetry. Anyways, that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought, and like and subscribe.